Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go.
It kind of feels surprising that we are already at the middle of the week, but then I have to remind myself that in my instance, at any rate, I started off yesterday and not Monday. So here we are at the middle of the week, day number 29, which means that day after tomorrow we're looking at New Year's Eve, and the day after it will be New Year's Day. Believe it or not. Good morning to you. Welcome. This is Up and Go, and you are on the bridge, 99 FM. My name is Richie B, and we're going to take you through the paces of this program, which promises to be really fun and interesting until all the way down at 11 o'clock this morning. Hope that your morning is going well so far, and I promise you that we are going to make it better. Keep it locked, as we like to say, what you want is what you get, and what you get is more than you bargained for. Good morning and welcome. Time now for WTF, What the Fact. And look at this one this morning. Dunce caps used to be signs of intelligence. Here's where we're going this morning. 13th century philosopher John Duns Scotus. By the way, Duns spelled D-U-N-S. John Duns Scotus believed that a pointed cap would help spread knowledge from the tip to the brain, and his Dunsmen followers wore them as a badge of honor. However, in the 1500s, his ideas became less popular, and the meaning of the Duns cap, which would be spelled D-U-N-S, the Duns cap, was turned on its head, becoming something of a joke. Hence the origins of dunce cap, which was initially meant to be Duns cap. So they changed the spelling, and now I'm wearing a cap, and I'm wondering whether I'm right or dunce right now. Oh boy, this is an interesting one, I tell you the truth. It is what we call What the Fact. WTF, you get these kinds of stories at around about 7:25 every weekday morning during Up and Go. The origins of dunce cap. Right now it's time for our proverb of the day. And as usual, we're going to play you a proverb, and then we give you the translation followed by the explanation. How much do you know about this particular proverb? Listen to it first of all.
Me come here for drink milk. Me no come here for count cow.
I think that's one that's known by many people, and maybe just familiar to many people. But how many of you actually know the meaning of that proverb? Listen to it one more time.
Me come here for drink milk. Me no come here for count cow.
Me come here for drink milk. Me no come here for count cow. So you've heard it, but do you know what it really means? All right, first of all, the translation in English. I came here to drink milk, not to count cows. All right? Agreed? Yeah. Nothing to dispute about that. But now, as for the explanation, we might differ, but then we might agree. The official explanation to that proverb, me come here for drink milk, me no come here for count cow, it simply means mind your own business. Enjoy what you are entitled to. Don't worry about details which do not concern you. That's what we're talking about when you hear that proverb. Me come here for drink milk, me no come here for count cow. You got the explanation. Mind your own business. Enjoy what you're entitled to. Don't worry about details, my friends, which do not concern you. I think there are many people who actually need to be reminded of it. Truth be told. Stop pointing fingers in the studio, young man. Our fingers are being pointed back at you. Time now for Real Estate Today. And we're going to be joined by Howard Johnson Jr. of our sponsoring company, Howard Johnson Realty Limited. They sponsor Real Estate Today. And let me tell you, today's topic is Real Estate Year 2021 in Review. Now, as 2021 comes to a close and a new year awaits around the corner, we want to take time to reflect on the year that was as it relates to real estate. And here to discuss the challenges that were faced, maybe some of the successes that were gained, and even the opportunities for the future, we're joined by Howard Johnson Jr., CEO of Howard Johnson Realty Limited, who's our guest not in the studio, but on the telephone this morning. Good morning, Howard.
Good morning, Richie B. How are you doing?
Not too bad at all. How about you?
Well, I'm giving thanks to know, just coming off the heels of Christmas Day, you know?
Yes. You think I forget?
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
You're not talking hats today, though. You're talking real estate.
That is correct. You know, when I heard you say 29, and I thought you were telling people your age.
Nah. Yeah, I tell you, boy, we really give thanks that we've made it to this far. And I think today is an important program in the series because we want to be looking back at 2021. And I have to ask you, Howie, what would you say, would you say really that the real estate industry is recovering since the COVID-19 pandemic emerged back in 2020?
Recovering, Richie, may be a little misleading because over the years since the pandemic, we haven't really recognized any downturn. There may be delays in some of the construction builds. There may be delays in how persons complete their transactions, but we have remained stable in 2021. And, I think towards the end of the year, we have been improving on mitigating some of those delays and some of those issues that we may have been facing over the last couple of years. But recovering may not be the best word because we have been pretty stable from the beginning until now.
Mm-hmm. When you look back at the year 2021, what would you say are some of the factors that maybe even significantly impacted the real estate market?
Construction prices, when you look at the cost of getting raw materials, cement, steel, the shipping cost, there was an issue with delays in shipment, and that still exists now. And all of that provided an impact on the cost of real estate. Mm-hmm. So we saw prices, ticking up because that was a real cost. And you would realize recently when they were discussing the Roosevelt towers done by NHT, how the prices jumped, and the responses that were given were primarily because of the raw material, the input costs of construction. Mm-hmm. And that, I believe, was a significant impact in 2021, that as well as the delays of getting the things in Ireland.
Mm-hmm. Many people were surprised at the news weeks after the news broke about the prices for Ruthven Towers, that all of them were actually sold out. So I have to ask you, in your interactions with homeowners, how have they, and home buyers, how have they been responding generally within the market?
Well, homeowners, many times they face delays if they're trying to sell because of their work from home orders by the government, because of the impact of COVID in many offices, even the tax office, the stamp office, they may have limited staff. Attorneys, their offices have been, downsized somewhat. And because of that, there have been delays in the transaction process. So matters that would have normally completed within, 45, 90 days have been extended beyond that time. And that's a challenge that homeowners face. Mm-hmm. And also for home buyers, they are eager. They're eager to get into their spaces. But many of the home buyers that we have been in touch with, they have actually sat down and prepared for their purchase. And because I guess they're working from home and, have limited distraction as opposed or a little bit more freedom rather than being in an office space, they're able to navigate and stay on top of the process, ensure that they're getting their valuers out, they're getting their surveyors out, and they're doing what they need to do. But like again, the backlog that we experience from title's office may have caused those delays. But from the homeowners' perspective, they have been eager to sell, and home buyers have also been eager to complete and to move in. But because of these challenges, they have to just wait patiently, like we do, at the end of the process to even get paid, Richie.
Yes.
but all in all, it still was a good year, and we saw consistent movement of real estate inventory.
Great. Now we've heard the term, every challenge provides an opportunity. As you look to 2022, Howard, what opportunities would you say would emerge through the challenges that you've faced in 2021, and even those that you think might continue into 2022?
Well, I may start with the opportunity that presented itself for me jumping onto the bridge. When you were formerly on the edge of the world, you find yourself on the bridge now, and that opened up great opportunities, especially to the diaspora. And I know many of your listeners, they have been tuning in. Persons have been calling our offices, so we have been getting some traction because of our exposure to the diaspora. So that's one opportunity that we are proud of, that we were able to partner with Bridge 99 FM on that venture, and we look forward to that continued partnership. But all in all, there are more new builds, and there are more persons that are looking for opportunities in terms of deals, and they do present themselves. It's just requiring the professionals like ourselves at Howard Johnson Realty Limited to go out and try to find these opportunities for those investors, and we're anticipating that this will in fact continue, and up to even the day after Boxing Day, we are getting calls ready and rearing to go. People are not even waiting on 2022. They're rearing and ready to go. So we just have to make ourselves available and adjust to the new norm, as it were.
That is great news. If I should ask you, Howie, to tell me one important lesson that we can all take from this year as we look to enter the new year 2022, what would that lesson be that you'd like to share?
Well, I guess I can sum it up in two words. One, being resilient, and two, hopeful. Why resilient? There have been many challenges that we mentioned that presented itself. Some we mentioned on air, some we didn't. And we also had to adjust to those challenges. And that made us a better company. For instance, we have been able to deploy tools, get new resources that keeps us relevant. We did not fold our hands and give up. We continued to make the changes that were necessary to stay alive during this period. So we had to be resilient, and we're hopeful because we have stuck it through. We know that the year was not the best, but towards the end of the year and shaping up for 2022, we see the improvement. So we are hopeful that even more opportunities will present itself, even more transactions will take place. And as we try to put the measures in place to ward off this COVID challenge, a new variant and a new strain, once we get that under control, like we have experienced over the last couple of months, we will see the normality, in some sense of the word, I guess I should say, being restored. And that makes it easier for real estate practitioners and purchasers and sellers to survive during this time. So we're hopeful that will continue. And we want to encourage all your listeners just to make sure that they play their part in helping us to get back to that level of some semblance of normality, so that we can proceed with the business of real estate today, as a matter of fact.
There you go. I've had conversations with you many times, and you always stress location, location, location. This could be considered an aside, but did you see this coming, where Kanye would have ended up buying a house across from the one that is owned by his possibly soon-to-be ex-wife, Kim?
I did not see that coming, but where the heart is, I guess, that's where the home is.
That's a fantastic answer. You handled that well. That is totally off script.
I'm sure. Yes,
location.
Location, I'm telling you. Yes.
All right, Howie. Now let's move on to our tip of the day.
Okay, well, whether you are buying, renting, or selling, or even managing property or in need of property management services for the new year, Howard Johnson Realty Group is here for you. In the group, we have the Howard Johnson Realty Limited Company and the HJ Property Management Limited Company, and we're here to serve all your real estate needs.
All right. Take that tip with you and move on to being a successful real estate investor. Give them a call anytime, any day. Now, it's time for what we call going, but not yet gone.
Yeah, man, me hear a boy around there on there. Big up yourself.
I draw the harmonies.
Yes, man. All right, well, we are inviting you to check out our comfortable and spacious one-bedroom flat located in Valley View Crescent, Montego Bay. We offered one before, and we now have another unit available for rent. And it offers beautiful views of the valley and the hills, and the unit is perfect for a single person. We're asking you to call Narda Sterling. That's Narda, Narda, at hjrealtors.com. That's our email address. You may contact her at 876-419-6249. That's Narda, 419-6249. We're asking just $46,000 per month for this property in Montego Bay.
All right. As we always like to say, good luck with that one. I'd like to say good morning to all of the associates at Howard Johnson Realty who also use us as the medium through which they get their messages out in terms of the offers that they have on the market. Thank you all very much. Where can you be found? Tell us before you go.
Yes, we are located at unit number 15, Ligony Post Mall. That's 115 Hope Road, Kingston 6. You may call us at 876-620-1457. You may visit our website at hjrealtors.com, or you can check us out on social media using the handles at hjrealtors.
All right. Thank you, Howie. It's been great working with you all of this, for as long as we did this year. And we look forward to continued partnerships with HJ Realty. Thank you very much, and all the best to you for the new year when it comes. Yourself, your family, your staff, and all of your customers and clients as well. Thank you.
And we want to thank you to Richie and all the Bridge FM staff members that have accommodated us. Big up to Bobby. And we just want to thank each and every one of you for the role that you play. We look forward to a continued partnership. Be blessed and stay safe.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Howard. All right, take care. That's Howard Johnson Jr., CEO of Howard Johnson Realty Limited. And that was the final one for this year, 2021, Real Estate Today. 8 o'clock in the mornings right here on Up and Go on the Bridge 99 FM. I'd like to keep my promise. I spoke to Howard earlier in Real Estate Today, and he indicated that there are two words he's taking with him into 2022. Resilient and hopeful were the ones that he used. Earlier on this morning, we carried a story about Shaggy, who made an appearance at the Vatican in Rome and performed and met the Pope and all of that. And there's a story that has popped up in relation to Pope Francis that I thought I'd share with you. And really and truly what he has done, or his intention, was to reveal 3 words for every, as he puts it, successful marriage. I see you scratching your head. Is it related to the subject? Yeah, so Pope Francis has revealed 3 words for every successful marriage. And those, well, the words are, as he puts it, please, sorry, and thank you. Simple. That is what he's putting forward. Now, I could never imagine that the Pope comes out with a suggestion like that, and people are creating a firestorm over that one little statement that he made. One person says he shouldn't know anything about a successful marriage. What secrets is he hiding? It's like, what? Deception writes, no offense. What does he know of marriage? And they continue. There are several wrong things in one sentence. You cannot give advice on subjects you don't know, put in brackets, unless he gets married. In 3 words, do the trick. He is a genius. This person says, can an oncologist give advice about cancer without having it? Many therapists haven't experienced directly what their patients are struggling with. Doesn't mean they're not trained to treat it. This comment by the Pope is creating a firestorm. Dennis writes, someone who's not been married has nothing useful to say about marriage. All of that is coming out. All of that is coming out. Somebody also writes, John writes, probably the same way my doctor doesn't know how to treat the clap without having, my doctor knows how to treat the clap without having the clap. And then writes the lovely Brenda, let me save you the time. Please, sorry, and thank you are actually 4 words. That's another take. One person writes, my thoughts exactly. So if he can't count properly, then I'm not taking any advice from him. I need to give the Pope a break. I'm sure first of all, he's not going to retract. And I'm sure also that he would not have expected that this would have turned out this way. One person writes, I'm sorry, but I will not take marriage advice from someone who has never been married and has a vow of celibacy. I've known my wife for 26 years. I can give better advice than he can. I'm just saying. So, yeah, one little comment by the Pope, and it has caused a firestorm. He says 3 words, although it's actually 4, that you should take for a successful marriage. Please, sorry, and thank you. Now, we want to talk to a representative of the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, the JCDC, who are promoting digital art through their Jamaica Visual Arts Competition and Exhibition. And joining us this morning to give us some deets on it is Nicholas Rose, who is the visual arts specialist at the JCDC. Good morning, Nicholas.
Good morning, Richie B. Thanks for having me.
All right, how are you doing today?
I'm blessed. I'm giving thanks. How about you?
I'm doing well also, my bro. Thank you so much for joining us. Nicholas, I want to ask you right at the very start, why would you say it is important for us to promote visual arts in our country, and more specifically in our schools?
Visual art is a very important, it's the core part of STEM, so it's what activates the creativity in every one of us, especially in our schools at a young age. You want persons to be learning to think outside of the box. That's how we innovate. That's how we develop. That's how we create.
Do you feel that enough importance is being placed on the visual arts side of our existence?
I think more can be done. Mm-hmm. There are efforts, but I think there's way much more to be done. But, I applaud where some efforts are made, but there's a lot more appreciation that's needed. And we can see with just our reaction towards art and, especially some of the public monuments in the past. Mm-hmm. So we need to educate more about art.
Okay.
Art.
So you had a competition. I see where entries were accepted in a number of categories. There was painting, drawing, printmaking, collage, also textiles and fiber arts, photography, and sculpture, among others. Tell us a little bit more about the competition itself.
So the competition is our own national visual art competition and exhibition, where visual artists from all across the island submitted their entries. And we selected, the best of the best. And they're now on show at the National Conference Center. So everyone can, observe all COVID protocols and go and view. Mm-hmm. If you'd missed the ceremony, it's also on our YouTube channel. So you can go and actually see the artist and match the face with the artwork. Mm-hmm. And coming up, we're going to have an online gallery on our Facebook platform where persons can view all of the pieces and vote for their favorite. Mm-hmm. But it's a beautiful exhibition, and I don't want to say too much because I want persons to go and see. What's most important is our affirmation wall, and the fact that the pieces are pretty much an epiphany of what we've gone through during this COVID period.
So remind us, where can we see this?
It's at the National Conference Center, Port Rock, downtown Kingston.
Mm-hmm. All right, and
it's free to enter. Just go in within working hours. It's free.
Like a 9 to 5 kind of thing?
That's correct.
All right. Were there a lot of entries? Did you get, you said wide participation, but what about the numbers of entrants? You had a lot?
We had a lot. I think we had 363. And, you know, that was through the platform. There were a few that came via email and so on. So we did great. I think a lot of artists were really waiting to really showcase because they were locked in and creating, because artists, you know, are therapy, are therapeutic sort of action. So they were waiting to know to showcase. Mm-hmm. So the entries was good.
Talking about entries, when next will you be staging this competition and how can persons enter?
All right, so the next staging, we're planning a special for Jamaica 60. That's still in the making. So I just want to advise everyone to stay tuned to our social media pages. We're at JCDC on Facebook, on Instagram, and also visit the website. Mm-hmm. The link to and the video for the ceremony and other exhibitions are also there. So just stay tuned and we will post once everything is ready.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you want to do something really big for next year.
Definitely. I think Jamaica 60 is big. So
Yeah.
we have to be big.
Indeed. Were the winners already chosen for the different categories?
Yes. The winners were chosen, and once you watch that launch and award ceremony, it's a very good production. It's on the website, on our YouTube channel, you will see some of the top winners, and it was very interesting this year because we had, you know, a lot of fiber art artists that were in the top sculpture, you know, there's photography, there's so much. Mm-hmm. So I just want everybody to view and to see what I'm talking about.
And all the visual artists out there, especially the young budding ones, start thinking through what you might use as your entry for the big 60th anniversary of independence next year. I want to thank you, Nicholas. Anything else you wanted to add before you go?
Well, just want to again advise everyone to just stay safe and to go out and to view these pieces, because this is a representation of our country. A lot of the works are, you know, motivating, inspiring. A lot of them are just, you know, commentary, but it's good for us to understand and appreciate art more. Mm-hmm. Noticing where we're heading, you know, the direction globally. So we're aligning ourselves. The quality, the standard of the works are remarkable. So I want everyone to just stay tuned to our visual arts and be a part, view and be a part of it.
Nicholas Rose, great talking with you. All the best for 2022 when it comes. Thank you.
Thank you, and same to you.
Appreciate that. He's a visual arts specialist at the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission. That was Nicholas Rose. It's now 8 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. There's a story that came to my attention, DJ Audley, and this has to do with, we're talking about a lot about accidents.
Happening.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes it's between 2 or 3 vehicles sometimes, but also motorists are hitting down animals.
Wow.
And there is one such case that happened recently in the vicinity of the G.C. Foster College, where we understand that a cow was actually hit by a motor vehicle near the train line. And based on my information, the NSWMA truck arrived to remove the dead cow. But they got a surprise because it was only about a quarter of the cow that remained. as persons were already on the scene cutting away parts of the cow and removing it. And so they had put out a message basically saying, refrain from purchasing beef in and around Angels or Brunswick Avenue area for no less than, say, 2 weeks. Because whereas the NSWMA, they thought they were going to remove this carcass, but persons were already cutting off the leg gone, the hoof gone, foot gone.
What did I say?
Man's a steak. Them say them not run late. So that's a serious thing, though. Yeah, you can't be using that kind of meat.
No.
Where is it? Who is buying that meat? Are you going to be eating beef for the rest of the season? No, sir. Good morning, DJ Roy.
Top of the morning to you, my friend. How are you doing?
And let them know for sure it's you, man. Morning.
All right, make sure. Yeah, man. With that, man. Morning.
That's your signature, son. You just signed your name.
I just signed on.
Yeah, you just signed on. How's it this morning up there in the NYC, DJ Roy? What's up?
Freezing.
Oh,
Matter
Lord.
of fact, freezing. And I mean, like, you know the song about brick pump brick? Well, we say brick pump brick when we don't talk about money. We talk about cold.
Oh, gosh. Ice.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
But we're used to it. We dress for the occasion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And your spirits are certainly not dampened, so that's a good thing.
Indeed. Now, how was your holidays, my friend?
It was excellent. I had a wonderful time. It was all about family. And from the Zoom connection on Christmas evening, I have to report I didn't do well in the comedy competition between myself and a member of the second generation. There were two of us in a versus type battle for the comedy title, and I came second of the two.
Oh, well, that's not bad. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance.
I am consoled by that interpretation. Yeah, and then Christmas dinner and all of it was just wonderful, man. I had a great time. And how about yours?
Not bad at all. You know, I'm keeping it safe, and I tell people, you know, you do what you think is best for you. I can't tell anybody what to do, but do what you think is best for you. Yeah. I always say, Rich, at my age, me can't afford to catch COVID.
Right.
I'm in those danger category, you know. So I just don't take any chances, man.
Yeah, man. Right now, DJ Roy, we have a very special guest. He's a Jamaican actor, and he was born and raised in White Plains, New York, but his mother is from a place called Jacks River in St. Mary, Jamaica. And he has an interesting start to his acting career, which you'll hear names like Oprah Winfrey being mentioned. And he has gone on to star in Law and Order, also Batwoman, where he plays the Joker, and a number of other credits to his name. He's here in Jamaica, and we have him with us right now. Good morning and welcome, Nick Creegan.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm in the lovely island. As you just said, I'm on Tower Isle right now, enjoying some sun, about to eat some ackee and saltfish.
Yo. I like how that sounds, Nick. I really do.
Yeah. Doesn't get better than this.
Yeah, man. You're speaking with Richie B, that's me, and DJ Roy is in New York City, allowing you to be heard across the tri-state area. You might want to say hello to him.
Much appreciated. DJ Roy, well gone. How are you?
Everything good. But you know what I'm expecting from you now, right? After the oxtail video, we need an ackee and saltfish video now too.
Oh, you need an ackee and saltfish video, huh?
We're gonna need an ackee and saltfish video.
All right. So I'm big on manifestation and speaking things into existence, right? So the oxtail gravy video got me to meet Oprah and get on TV. So I'm gonna say, if I make an ackee and saltfish video, Denzel Washington will see it and say, yo, I want to have breakfast with this dude and make a film with him.
So what we're really saying is, if oxtail did it as well as it did, imagine what would happen if you do ackee and saltfish. You know what I mean? How does it feel to be home, Nick?
Oh, it feels great. It feels really great, Richie. You know, I got here yesterday, so landed in Mo Bay yesterday. Took a while, you know, with the COVID restrictions and everything, took a while to get out of the airport. But once I touched the sun, I just felt rejuvenated. You know, I've been in Vancouver, as you said, shooting Batwoman for the past 6 months.
Uh huh.
So we just wrapped a couple days before Christmas, and I was just in the cold. You know what I mean? I enjoyed filming and everything, but I really needed to just recharge, reconnect, get some good food, some sun, some seawater. You know what I mean? It's been nice being home.
Yeah, man. You know the part you play, the Joker in the Batwoman series, puts you in a whole different league because you are in fact the first black man to have played that
Yeah.
role. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct. It is quite the honor to be the very first. Funny story, actually. I met someone who also played the Joker a few weeks ago. I was in Miami for Art Basel, and I'm at this party, and one of my friends called me from across the party and said, "Hey, I have someone I want you to meet." I go over there, and Jared Leto is over there, who played the Joker in Suicide Squad in the film. So, you know, being able to break bread with Jared and be able to share the fact that I'm the first black man to be playing the Joker and to be welcomed by his you know, welcoming energy was great. You know, he gave me a few tips on the character. I got to speak to him about how he portrayed it. And yeah, you know, it's just been awesome to be able to be an inspiration to young black and brown boys and girls around the globe, to let them know that there is no dream that's too big. You know, I dressed up as the Joker for Halloween back in 2015. And I look back at those pictures, not realizing that I would be able to see them later, seeing myself actually portray this character on television. So it's been a whirlwind of emotions. You know, it feels very good. Obviously, Jamaicans are a very, very proud people. So being able to be in the Gleaner and in the Observer, getting interviewed by you two, it's incredible.
Yeah, man. One more before DJ Roy asks you a couple of questions. Are you actually doing what you really always wanted to have done, Nick?
It's interesting you asked that, Richie, because, you know, as a young kid, I grew up watching with my grandma in New York. I grew up watching a couple things. My grandmother, like many Jamaican women, she was a very spiritual woman, so she loved her religious programs, but she also loved to watch the Oscars and the news. And every year we would watch the Oscars together, and I would see people do their speeches. And I remember thinking to myself, damn, one day I would really love to be on stage doing something like this, accepting an award and inspiring people. And I remember it was Jamie Foxx's Oscar speech when he thanked his grandmother and he broke down, that I thought to myself, one day I'm going to be doing that. I just had that inclination from a long time ago. And sometimes we get veered away from our passions because society tells us that those passions are too unrealistic. So I went down the path of traditional journalism. I was a writer and a interviewer, like you two, actually. I didn't do radio, but I was doing writing and television for journalism. And I always had the itch to get back into the acting thing because I did it in college for fun. And one thing led to another. The Oxtail Gravy video that I made went viral, and I had the opportunity to be in an Oprah Winfrey series. And after that, it was pretty much, you know, just what I really wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you prepare for a role like the Joker? It's such an iconic role. You know, we've been watching Batman and actually reading the cartoons from little boy. How do you prepare yourself? Do you do the research and go back to the cartoon days? Do you go back to the comic days? And who was your favorite Joker?
Yeah, that's all right. So to start it, you know, it's interesting. I love the Batman animated series, the one that used to come on back in the 90s. It was a very dark cartoon, but it was very much enjoyable for me. And I always rooted for the villains because the villains are what make things interesting. If there were only good guys in comics, there would be nothing interesting about them. There would be nothing to save, right? So you know, once I got the role and I found out that I would be playing the Joker, I did go back and I looked at the animated series again. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Dark Knight, which starred Heath Ledger as the Joker. So I did my research on how they did it, but I wanted to make sure that I put my own interpretation into it, and also being the first black man to play it. You know, had to add a little flavor,
sure.
a little sauce, right?
Yeah.
So
Some St. Mary, some Mary vibes.
yeah,
Vibes. Jack's River vibes.
Some buggy funny. But yeah, I did my own research, and to answer your question, my favorite Joker would probably have to be Joaquin Phoenix. I know Heath Ledger's role was incredible, but the thing that I loved about Joaquin's interpretation was that you got to see the arc of how the Joker was even created. You know, he was an overlooked person in society who was invisible to many. And you saw how the pressure of the world can force somebody to break. And you got to see Joaquin Phoenix's character break into the Joker. So I loved the origin of it all with Joaquin's transformation.
All right, Richie?
Yeah. We're talking, by the way, if you just joined us, we're talking here with Nick Creegan, and he's, of course, set to receive an award. By the way, how proud of you of this upcoming award that you're going to be receiving in early January next year? You're going to be the recipient of the 2021 Impact Award at this Blue and Bougie event in New York City. How proud are you of that?
Shout out to the Blue and Bougie group and Jerry and all those great people over there. You know, when I got the message from them that I'd be receiving this award, it was kind of out of the blue. I was a little shocked. I was like, wow, you know, where's this coming from? And Jerry told me he had been watching my stuff for a while. So that was really humbling to hear. But just I have to say, I never expected in my life to be awarded the same award that Bounty Killer did get as well.
Yes.
So I didn't have to make music to get that. So it feels really good.
Yeah.
And Richie, what is also, it's a homecoming for him because it's in that area of White Plains where they keep most of the Blue and Bougie events.
Yes.
And I tell you this now, Nick, you have to dress proper, you know, 'cause when you talk about Jamaicans come out in them Sunday best. We come out for Blue and Bougie.
You know, say me I come out in my steppers and all them shirt clean, pants clean.
And you better be able to dance as well, because I've been seeing some videos, and those patrons, man, they kick up a storm on the dance floor. So be prepared, Nick. I'm just helping you as a friend.
I appreciate it, Richie. I'll make sure I get some practice in. You know, my nieces, they love TikTok, so maybe they can teach me a couple moves.
All right.
I'm up to date.
Of all the roles that you've done, though, what would you say would be your dream role? Have you given much thought to that?
Honestly, Richie, you know, right now I just wrapped up a project of my dream role. Playing the Joker is something I would have never imagined to be done in my first 3 years of acting. You know, I've only taken the career seriously for 3 years, and to be given this opportunity and the responsibility that comes along with it was just an incredible honor. I'm living my dream right now. You know, I have to say that I'm currently living in the moment. You know, I try not to think too far into the future, because if you live right now, then you're living your dreams out anyway. So I have to say I'm living my dream role right now. The Joker is one of the most iconic roles to be ever played by any actors. And when I look at the list, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix, Jared Leto, Cesar Romero, it's like I'm among the greats. Yeah. So I think this is my dream role, to be honest.
Yeah. Fantastic. Maybe one of these days we'll hear a little bit more reggae or even dancehall in one of these films that you're a part of.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because as I'm in Jamaica right now, I've already been to a few places where I'm like, you know, this would be an amazing place to film something other than James Bond, you know?
Okay.
Like, I think if we had the budget to do a really cool adventure comedy or action movie that spans across the U.S. and Jamaica, I think that would be an incredible film. You know, I'd love to star in that. So whoever's listening or watching that has some producing funds and you want to get on the line, definitely call me.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't know exactly how much beauty is in Jamaica. A lot of people who travel here only go to the resorts and they stay there, and that's cool and everything, but this island, just driving along the coast from St. Mary all the way to Portland or Port Antonio, being able to see what this beauty actually is incredible. So I think being able to have that on film would be cool.
All right. Parting shot, DJ Roy, you want to ask one more?
I just want to say, as a Jamaican abroad and seeing, all that you've been through and where you are right now, we are extremely proud. And sky's the limit for you, my friend, and anything we can do here at Bridge 99 and Irie Jam Radio to continue. And you talk about speaking things into existence. So what you just said, let's hope that comes into existence, my friend, because we do need some more of our island being shown, and not just a tourist spot and not just James Bond Beach. We want to also be able to go into the garrisons. A lot of movies that are shot in America, they go into the garrisons and the ghettos of Brooklyn and Bronx and Queens and Manhattan, and we don't get to see that in major movies, unless it's a news report. So
Right.
I'm hoping that you speak that into existence, my friend, so people can see all of Jamaica. But Bridget, pro there.
Proud of you, Nick. Proud of you. Congratulations on all your successes. There are many females who are listening right now. I have to ask you this, Nick. Are you very clear in understanding the impact that you have on females, including my producer and others here at the station?
Richie, as long as I can make them smile and have a good day and feel good about themselves, then I feel good about myself too. So as long as it's positive, good vibes, then yeah, I love that.
I can't tell you on air all the messages that I'm getting to share with you, bro. But just understand that the ladies love you a lot.
If you're a good friend, yeah, send out that message.
They're coming. Enjoy the rest of your stay in Jamaica, and congratulations on your iconic award at Blue and Bougie. Best wishes going forward. May 2022 be your best year yet, Nick. All the best to you, man.
I appreciate you, Richie. DJ Roy, thank you very much, and much love.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Fantastic stuff there, DJ Roy.
Indeed. And that Blue and Bougie event is no normal. It's a calendar event. It's an amazing event. Ladies, everybody come out in blue.
Yeah,
It's a Blue and Bougie.
Oh, yeah.
Even the drinks, they have a signature Blue and Bougie drink.
Are you
Richie
serious?
B. Yeah.
Wow. It is definitely on the lips of everyone. Big ups to the promoters, and congratulations again to Nick Creegan.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.